You're watching AFCRDTV, and the final score for a sunny Saturday afternoon. The sun was shining on Diamonds today. AFC Rushden Diamonds 3, Worcester City 1. I'm with the manager, Michael Harriman. And Michael, it was a long time coming, but we're back in the win column.
Yeah, so good. Good performance all round, and yeah, look, just a really pleasing day in the sun. Good atmosphere around, and yeah, just happy to get that win, you know, and especially against a good team. We had to put in a good performance, and yeah, but look, we got over the line.
It was a good team victory. You really grinded it out there, and maybe the first 10-15 minutes of the game, both teams sort of getting into the flow of the match, but then Diamonds starting getting the momentum. And fortunately, we scored on an own goal by Harriman Hughes for Worcester. I can't remember the last time Diamonds benefited from an own goal. Do you?
No, I can't. But like I said, I think that in that moment of the game, it was an important time for us to score. Like I said, both teams are kind of cancelling each other out, locking horns, and then with a bit of quality down the right-hand side, and we kind of got the ball in the box. And yeah, look, we'll take the fortune of that goal. And the pleasing thing is we didn't stop there. We continued on and went and got a second.
And then only about 4.5 minutes later, Nathan Burrows on a fast break, I suppose should have scored. Maybe he had too much time to think about it. But only about 30 seconds later, Burrows did bury the ball into the net in the 34th minute.
Yeah, spot on. Like I said, he could have scored from the first one. Good mental resilience from himself to then go and put his head on the second one from the resulting corner, you know, and that's what he does. He's a goal scorer. He gets himself in the right areas, and look, like I said, it was another moment in the game where we were on top and we had to take that opportunity, and we did. And yeah, like I said, we continued with that upward momentum.
Now, to give Worcester City credit, they came out somewhat flying early second half, and indeed they did score a goal in the 52nd minute by Felix Miles. That cuts our lead in half to 2-1. Were you getting a little worried there, or just continue playing defense, hopefully?
Yeah, look, we knew they'd throw everything at us, especially after half-time. They'd probably been not their normal selves in that first half, so we knew they'd give us a bit of a go, and they scored early. But like I said, the pleasing thing for us was that team spirit, that resilience to show that we'll work hard for each other off the ball. And like I said, we put our bodies on the lines at times, and we rode our luck at times as well. But like I said, you want your team to give you 100%, put their bodies on the line, and I've never questioned that group this year, and they've done that again today. And like I said, thoroughly deserve what we got in the end.
A little shortly after that, Ryan Hughes unfortunately comes up, I believe, with a hammy, and that was disappointing. He had to come out of the match. How is Ryan doing?
Yeah, look, it doesn't look great, obviously, when he's had to come off, and it's a difficult one. It's another one we'll have to look over the next few days. But like I said, he brings such a quality to your back line with his experience and his gamemanship. But like I said, I've got boys in there that can step in. Tijan stepped back there and once again was immense. So for me, that's the pleasing thing. I've got players that if I need them to do a job, they can do. And like I said, it's difficult. We just want to try and keep Hughesy on the pitch when we can. But it's what it is. We'll look at him again, and hopefully he'll be all right. Maybe next week, or if that's a little bit longer.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But you were forced to make your first substitution. Interestingly, you throw Charlie Seaman into the game, his debut for Diamonds. How did you choose to put Charlie Seaman into the game?
Look, for us, I've spoken all season about creating a pathway for the academy players to come in that, and I'll stick by that. And Chaz has been doing really well in the 18s. He scored a few goals in the similar position that he came on in. So look, it's all about trusting these boys to come in and show what they're about. And to be fair, I thought he was fantastic in there. He showed real maturity for someone, like I said, that's not played senior football. So look, proud of him. He came on, had a big contribution for the third goal. And yeah, look, it's about giving young players an opportunity to express themselves in this group, and I'm hoping that they've done that.
And indeed, by the last few minutes of the match, we had a rather young team out there for Diamonds, including Vadim Nemusin, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and also Milad Isani coming into the game. So looking forward to already to next season, I'm sure.
That's it, 100%. And we've, like I said, we can't get a real eye on what these players can do until we get them out in the environment. And like I said, I have more faith to throw all three of them lads on. They've been fantastic. They've been training with us all season. They've been in and around the group. They know the group well. Like I said, they've proved their worth, and they've done that again today. You know, at vital times, Vlad's made some good blocks in their clearances. Milad in the middle, running around, working his socks off, winning the ball back, playing forward. So, like I said, I'm more than happy to create a pathway here, and that's what we want. We want young players that are attracted to the club and want to see that there's a progression to the first team.
Oh, of course, very good. Speaking of that third goal for Diamonds in the 86th minute, Jamal Adams, he was not going to miss that one, was he?
Look,
and that sealed the deal.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. Obviously, he came in and played a lot of football. Probably suffered a bit of late, not got the minutes he's probably deserved all season, but we've just tried to keep him going because he will get chances. He's that type of player, and look, I was so happy when he went through and he slotted that in there. I think he's put the miss of last week behind him, and just he's
Sure.
trusted himself. He's put the ball in the net, and look what it means. It means so much to the group, to the staff, to the team, to the fans. Because he's been brilliant all season. He's just got to keep going, keep working, and finish on his last 5 games.
So 4 games left to go, 2 home, 2 away, and next up it's Anstey Nomads, another tough test.
Yeah, look, we're in a beautiful position. We've got to play a lot of the teams now in the playoffs, and we can have a massive say on that. So
Sure.
for us, we've got to use this momentum from today, take it into next week, and go and put a performance in at Anstey. It'll be a difficult place to go. They're a very good side. But we've got nothing to fear. We're playing free, no shackles, and we're just going to enjoy it.
And finally, how about a shout out for our physio, longtime physio Yasmin Corbett. This was her final game today with Diamonds. So we wish her well in her future opportunities, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. Yaz has been fantastic. Came in similar to when I took the role and been a real part of this team, and she's growing strength to strength. And it's been a privilege to work with her, And I said it in my pre-game notes that we've not just lost a physio, we've lost a friend for life, but I'm sure we'll all keep in contact. We wish her all the best on what she does next, and so whenever she's down this way, I'm sure she'll come and carry on supporting us.
All right. Well, very good, Michael. Thanks for your time, and a great win today for Diamonds.
Cheers. Thank you.
Ryan, great to see you back out there, but just as importantly, great to see Diamonds back to winning ways today. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel all right. Yeah, it was a good game. We started really well. We knew they were a good side and they were going to be physical, but then behind and stuff. But I think we weathered the storm well early and got the first goal and then got the second as well. And then from there, we were pretty comfortable. Got into half-time 2-0, which was good. And then, obviously, Hammy went again. Not great, but the lads did really well. And especially to concede quite early in the second half, we rallied well and got the third goal, which was really good. Yeah.
Looking back to that first half, you reverted to a more familiar shape, but the pressing from the front was really impressive, forcing Worcester into mistakes. Obviously, the own goal for the opener, but then a great corner from Calvin and an excellent header from Nathan for the second. And what a start it was!
Yeah, it's a great start. I think as well we could have had more. We had more chances. Obviously, Nath had the chance before he scored, and we kept getting into good areas, spinning it in behind, just doing the basics well. But yeah, we did well. Obviously, towards the end of the first half, we had a few moments in our half, but we defended well and got to half time and just managed it from there out.
And as a team, you had to show real courage and character in that second half. You concede the goal. They then have a long spell of pressure that you've had to withstand, but you've come through that and you've got the third goal that arguably your resilience, really deserved.
Yeah, no, we stuck in there. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how I got man of match. Some of the lads on there played 90 minutes and they were class. I could have given it to anyone, but yeah, the lads were solid. Obviously, they hit the bar. I think they had the post as well. I'm not sure, but the lads were class, solid all the way to the end, and yeah, it's a great result.
And what a response it was from your team after conceding that late goal at Wellingborough last week, and of course the difficult run that you've been on, to produce a performance like that, to show your attacking quality, but also your defensive solidity as well. You showed all facets of your game today, and it's a well-deserved win.
Yeah, no, it's great to bounce back after that. Obviously, conceding last minute last week was hard, especially in the derby game, but yeah, we just came in fresh this week, trained on Thursday, and everyone was up for it today, and nice day for it, and we turned up and did a job.
You had to come off in that second half. What was the issue there?
Yeah, just hamstring again. Just went as I was just seeing it out, and yeah, I've done it so many times now. I know exactly what it is, so I need to get that sorted, but I think the result was the main thing, and we got that in the end.
It's an issue that you've had for some time. How does that one compare to some of the previous hamstring injuries you've had?
Not as bad, I don't think. I think it's just a slight pull. I've just got to get back in the gym, do work for it, and hopefully I'll be back before the end of the season. Not too sure.
just shy of 400 here at Hayden Road today. A great turnout from the Rushden fans and a great atmosphere as well.
Yeah, great atmosphere. Could hear them all throughout the game. Really got behind us all the way through, and carried us over the line at the end, I think. But really good support. Really good.
4 games to go. Anstey Nomads away next week. I'm sure it's touch and go at the moment as to whether you'll be involved in that one. But regardless, it's another great test for your team to have.
Yeah, another great test. Another team in the running for playoffs. It's nice to have games like that because it's like you got something in the game. They've got to try and get a result, and it's nice to go and try and be the villains and spoil the party instead of having like a dead rubber game mid-table. It's much more fun to be involved in games where there's something to play for.